They just surrender. Let's flipping go. Yes, mate. Get Shrek'd. Yes, geezers, what's going on? My name is Specimen. I come from Gwent. I'm coming over to Runeterra. What I like to do in Gwent is build the most competitive but also fun decks. I try and find that niche between fun and meta and bring it to you. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy my decks. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is my very first Legends of Runeterra video and my first deck. I also stream every day over at twitch.tv/Specimen. We're using Kindred. Kindred got buffed from 4 mana from 5 mana to 4 mana, and it also went from 4 health to 3 health, so it's more easily removed now. But this card is really great into Poros in particular, and it's a lot of bloody fun to use. The first time you slay a unit each round, it's going to mark the weakest enemy, and then once you've slain 2 enemies with its mark, it's going to upgrade or level up. When it levels up, it gets really, really tall and difficult to deal with as well. Okay, it's only got 4 health, but it can just be an absolute powerhouse if left unchecked. And Poros in particular, as well as Ahri Kennen, do have a really hard time dealing with Kindred. And being able to get it obviously on the board 1 turn quicker is a huge buff because it is an engine ultimately. You're controlling the board with this card. The other champions that we're using Vi, so if you guys know Arcane, of course, she's from Arcane, that's how I'm getting into this game. Vi is really just here as a card we play late on, and she gets really tall. She's going to get to 10 strength in her hand. I don't think I've ever leveled this card up yet in this deck, in fact, because you don't really do that much with her apart from play her on the board as a cheap 10 power, 5 cost card, and then you use this card, Atrocity, which you just fling her into the opponent's Nexus to finish it off. So how do we get our opponent's Nexus down to 10 strength? Well, we can use lots of early game pressure with Elise. If we draw her, we only have 1 of her. We can also use things like Mystic Shots, and just try and control the board a little bit with the Sentinels as well, which have Fearsome, which often you can do quite a lot of early damage to your opponent's Nexus. But the main man, Commander Ledros, we're running 2 of him. You want to draw this card hopefully later on in the game. We're only running 2 of him for that reason. You don't want to like have this card in your hand super early. You play this guy down. If your opponent's Nexus is at 20 rather, he's going to half it straight to 10 just as soon as you bloody play him. And then you can use Atrocity on either him or Vi to just finish the job. So the Atrocity we're running 2 of. Again, I watched Lobster play a very, very similar deck to this, and I did take a couple of things from his deck. He was playing Corina, which I tried quite a lot. I didn't really like this card personally. I hear she used to be quite good, but I found like I was just hitting a bunch of units when I used her. But Commander Ledros plus Atrocity is a great combo, and Atrocity plus Vi. So in the video, the gameplay you're going to be watching, I was only running 1 Atrocity, and there's one other key difference. I literally just swapped. I put these Sentinels back in because I was actually playing Feros's Financier as a 2-drop. But yeah, Lobster basically said he didn't really like those cards, and yeah, I can definitely see why. You want some early game pressure. This actually started off as a Jace deck, and I've really gone through loads of iterations where I eventually ended up with this. So what's the game plan? Well, control the board with your beams, with your Mystic Shots, your Vile Feasts. Try and get your Sentinels down as well, because they can apply a lot of pressure onto your opponent's board. That Fearsome can be quite difficult to block, and a 3 attack, 5 attack means you can get a lot of damage done. Also, your Archivist can give you some more of these damage spells, so I find this card to be really effective. And then you've got Aftershock, the Box, Grasp, Vile Feast, Mystic Shot, all these ways of pinging damage. Now, of course, that synergizes with Kindred if you're using them on your opponent's card. But don't forget, if you kill your own units as well, Kindred is also going to be giving the mark to things. And that's where this card really comes into its own. Glimpse Beyond. I saw this card. My chat was like, yeah, Glimpse is like auto-include. I was like, guys, this card kind of sucks. Guys, this card is popping off. I'm sure a lot of you experienced Runeterra players will know. You can use this to kill your own ally and draw 2 cards. In deck building in this game, I found just including these cards to draw is really, really important, and Glimpse Beyond fits a perfect niche in this game, in this deck, because it synergizes with Kindred and draws us some cards as well. Now, ideally, you'll use this when your opponent targets one of your cards. Let's say they use a Vengeance on Vi, for example. You could say, all right, like, she's gone, I accept it, I'll just use my Glimpse. Or if they're attacking something like a Spider you make off Elise, or if the Vile Feast, sacrifice your Spider. If they're attacking, jobs are good, and that's also going to trigger your Kindred because you have to slay your own units, and that counts as well because, yeah, killing your own stuff counts. So, yeah, there's the deck. Again, the Atrocity is the big finisher. Commander Ledros to put some late game pressure on the Nexus to put it within range of Atrocity. Vi for a nice Atrocity target, as well as just like a way of controlling the board, potentially. She's obviously a little bit weak. Grasp of the Undying, you maybe just want to run 1 of. Same with Aftershock. You could definitely mess around with some of these spells. I know a lot of the Runeterra decks that I've been seeing have been using a lot of AoE spells, like Static Shock and things like that. I decided not to include those because a lot of the decks that are going wide at the moment, at least to my mind, are using this new card, which buffs them all up. to like by 2/2. It's the burst card. I can't think of the name of it, but it's the one the Poro decks are using, the Spider decks are using. So the AoE damaging just like 1 damage seemed like not super useful to me at the moment, but you might want to consider playing one of those. Again, shout out to Lobster, whose deck I did see. I was running one Atrocity and I was running the guy Reggie, you know, the Feros's financer boy. So financier. Yeah, there's the deck. I do hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hope you enjoyed the intro. Let me know if there's anything you want to questions about in the comments. If you've got any card suggestions, let me know. Nice one, guys. Really loving this game and looking forward to building some more juicer decks for you. Take care. So yeah, if you guys would not mind supporting my second channel, it's the second link. There was some Storybook Brawl content up there. I'm going to explain the game as we go. This is a deck I built. It's my first deck that I've ever built in this game. It's got Vi from Arcane, if you've watched it. Pretty cool. It's like a big reason I decided to hop onto this game, because I really loved Arcane. So we're using Vi. We have Kindred, who's like a pretty popular character in the League of Legends world. So like Gwent, you have mulligans. It's a mana system. So I have 2 mana cards. The hand's kind of fine. We're up against Darius Z. I think the Glimpse could maybe go, I guess. Honestly, the hand's kind of nice. I'm going to keep the hand. So in Runeterra, you have 40 cards in your deck. 6 of those are champions. So often you just have 2 champions, 3 of each. You can only have 3 of any card. But my deck's got 3 Kindreds, 2 Vi's, and 1 Elise, who's this lady here. She's like my one of. So the game starts where neither of us basically had 1 mana card to play, right? So both of our mana went to our spell mana here, which is like carryover kind of. You can have up to 3 spell mana carrying over. It was my opponent's attacking turn. Now it's not. So now it's my attacking turn. I've got the sword. What I could do is I can pass, and then if my opponent plays a card, then I would still be able to attack. But because if I pass, my opponent's likely not to be able to do anything. They're going to also pass. I'm going to attack. So I drag my card into the attacking area. Obviously, I don't have anything else I can play. I have like some spells, but this is... Oh shit. Oh shit, I misclicked! For God's sake, chat. I'm trying to explain the game to you and you're costing me, guys. You guys suck. Okay, so this guy's got 2 health. So I can use Mystic Shot here, which is going to deal 2 to it. Bang. Now, there's in this game, the spells, there's different... this one's slow. So I can only use slow cards outside of combat. So if they were to attack here, I wouldn't be able to use this. So I think because this card cleans this up quite cleanly, this costs me all my mana. So if I was to use this next round, I would have loads more. So I'm actually just going to take this opportunity to kill their card with this, because I would have already had more damage to their Nexus. So yeah, it's about like finishing the Nexus off. So that was their attacking turn. They decided not to attack again. No one's actually done any attacking. Obviously I meant to. Now I've got really unlucky and I've drawn 3 of my heat waves. This is the heat wave card, as I like to call it. It got buffed a couple days ago. I've drawn all 3 of them at the same time. And this is one thing that makes me really appreciate Gwent. Like, having come to play this game, like the draw RNG in this game feels really high early game compared to Gwent. Like really, really high. Like drawing 3 of these cards is so bad. So I don't really have anything I want to do. I have 4 mana, which gets wasted, but it doesn't, because 3 of it goes to my spell mana. And I've now got 8 mana. I couldn't play, like, let's say this was 8, I wouldn't be able to play this because it's not a spell. But if I had an 8 cost mana card, an 8 spell card, like, I could play it. They just keep passing, which is kind of weird. I don't really get what they're doing. I honestly don't have much else I want to do myself. I could maybe play the Glimpse. My hand's just so bad, guys. It's really a disaster. But they're just letting me attack again, so I'm going to do it. My Elise is just kind of carrying me. But yeah, like, I have a real lack of units. My deck is a control deck. I'm starting to think my opponent might be AFK, guys. Okay, they're here. Alright, beautiful. So they play Darius, which is one of their champions. And in this game, your champions can basically evolve like Pokemons. So he's going to level up when he sees the enemy Nexus has 10 or less health. Mine has 20. Elise, I don't really play Elise for her level up value. I just play her as like an early... I only have 1 of them, right? And you can see she's just quite a nice early game card. Gives me some bodies on the board. just to like apply some early pressure. So I just want to kill this, mate. I have all this mana that is just being wasted, so I'm going to heat wave it. And then my 3 mana that I have left is going to carry over to my spell mana anyway. So we heat wave that geezer. See you later, alligator. And then we pass, ending the round, and we have the 3 spell mana. Now we draw Vi. Now Vi is going to be, while I'm in play or hand, grant me 1-0 when you play another card. Max 8 plus 0. So you can get basically to max 10 for health. And she's going to level up when she's struck for 10 damage. Now this is why I'm only playing one of these Elise cards. Is because, like, imagine I drew this Elise now. It wouldn't feel so good at this stage in the game. Like, it's really good early on, but it's kind of bad later on. Like, we don't actually we don't play to level this card up, which is why I'm only using one of them. So I could play the Vi. It's quite a viable option. By the way, this deck I called Vi Jam, guys. Pretty nice, right? What I'm going to do, because I don't want to pass, they might not attack. I'm going to use my Vile Feast on this. Vile Feast is going to drain 1 from a unit to summon a Spiderling. I don't want to play Vi because she's so weak right now. Like, what's the point? She's going to like be gaining strength while she's in hand.
We must all make sacrifices.
And this just means I've got another spider on the board. If they choose to attack, I can do some shenanigans. So they play Kato the Arm, mate. Support. Give my supported ally 3-0 and Overwhelm. So I kind of want to get rid of this. The problem is, like, man, it's pretty spenny to use another cheat wave, but I'm going to do it, mate. Like, my hand's so awkward, man. I have so much removal in my hand. I'm just going to spend 6 to get rid of it. I only trade down 1 mana, right? This cost them 5 mana to play. It cost me 6 mana to kill it, so it's not so bad. Yeah, my deck is very control heavy. Like, a lot of the time you might, like, have more clear options, but because my deck's, like, pretty control heavy, as I say, like, we had 3 of these heat waves in hand, I can kind of get away with it. How do you draw more cards? So that's a really good question. In this game, when I first built my original deck, you just draw 1 card per round, right? So they actually attack, which is really weird because I just get a really good block. So this is going to, on the strike, reduce the cost of the hand, the cost of the most expensive unit in your hand by 1. Now, in fact, I'm not even going to block. It's a mistake to block because my Elise is going to level up here, right? Because I'm going to have 3 spider allies. So I could block and make a pretty good trade, but my health is also some kind of a resource. And I could just say, yeah, whatever, man, attack me, but my Elise evolves. Which is kind of interesting. So I lose 2 health, but health is one of your resources. But yeah, this card, for example, in my deck that I'm playing, I kill an ally to draw 2. So also when your champs evolve, you get like a cool little splash screen. And I'm just going to open attack. Now, all my spiders now have fearsome. She gets all other challenger and fearsome. What challenger means is I can drag my opponent's cards and choose what blocks. But they can't block with this because it only has 2 power and they all have fearsome. So I'm just getting all this damage to face. And they're getting super weak. Super weak. But yeah, when I built my original deck in this game, like, I just kept running out of cards, which is why you need to include cards like this Glimpse to, like, draw more stuff. So we decided not to block, because this let us keep the 3 spiders on the board to level up our Elise. And now we can just open, because it was our attacking phase, we just open with an attack. They don't have time to play a unit, they just have to block, which they can't, but they can play fast or burst spells. So they can't play a slow spell. Slow spells can only be cast outside of combat. They could cast a fast spell. If they play a fast spell, I can respond with my own fast spells. And if they play a burst spell, I can't respond to that, basically. I can respond with my own like spells, but I can't like counter it. I can't stop it working. Whereas like there's cards that say like there's like nope cards, like where I go like this, they go nope. So this is a burst spell. Like, I can't stop them doing that, right? But what I could do is I could use a fast spell. I could go like, okay, well, I'm going to drain 3 from this unit and then my Elise is going to survive, for example. Do I want to do that, though? If I had, like, spider cards or the Mystic Shot, I would definitely kill this. I don't want to use Glimpse to kill my own Elise because, like, I kill this anyway. But there is an argument I could drain it and keep the Elise alive. I think it's probably not worth it, though. Because if we drain this, we don't actually attack the face. The block still counts here. So I think we just say, okay. But Elise just absolutely smurfed her. You can see why I'm playing her. But you can also see how I'm only using 1. Like, she wouldn't be that good at this point. Okay, now Captain Farron is a bit of a Chad because he is giving my opponent 2 decimates and is overwhelmed. So like we really want to get rid of this now. There's 2 options. We can Yeet Wave this card, which is going to cost us 6. I have 10 mana, which means we would carry over 3 mana, which I think I prefer. We could also use our Beam and kill it, but then we would have no mana carryover. But also this is more of a flexible card, right? Because it's fast, this is slow. Next turn we're going to play our Ledros, which can put them at 5 mana. Let's use the Beam because it's slow. We can keep the Vengeance as just like a flexible... It's our last one, right? Having a nice flexible play because they're going to deal 8. And this is why we should have used the Heat Wave. The Heat Wave would have just dealt with this already. It would have been dead, mate. So this is really fucking bad news for us, guys. Really bad. Oh, God. The reason this is so bad is because they have Overwhelm. Which, even though I get the block here... Wait, I just do this, actually, right? I can kill it with this. Right, with Grasp with the Undying. So what I'm doing here is I drain 3 from this unit. And it's going to resolve before combat. So while we could kill it with our Spider, they will be dealing 7 damage to our Nexus. And they've already got 8 damage to our Nexus in hand. So then all it would take is like 1 spell and we're dead. So they recall this unit. Which means we don't kill it. The good news is we can Heatwave it. The bad news is we can't play our Ledros. But we'll play the Forged Chief instead. The other good news is we might have an open attack here. Ledros... I guess we don't even want to open attack. We want to play Ledros because he does half. So they play their Decimate here. Because what Ledros is going to do, he's going to deal damage to the enemy Nexus equal to half its health rounded up. So if we play him now, he's going to deal 5 to the Nexus. Whereas if we attack first, yeah, he's going to deal 3. So we play Ledros now. He's our finisher, even though he's not a champ. So he's going to half their Nexus from 10 to 5. And then we just open attack on the whole with everything that we've got. Our opponent's deck is kind of random. I've not seen... It's almost like a starter deck, honestly. A few additions. Yeah, unfortunately, I said I'd flipping eat dinner with my old man. Kind of need to stop. Kind of just need to say, Rick, I'm sorry, mate. I need to just be streaming more in the evenings and not see you very much, which I kind of feel bad about. It's kind of got to be done. Kind of got to be done, mate. Yeah, the plan is to move soon as well, where I'm just going to be streaming so much more as well. Let's see what they do. So they're going to stun my Ledros with their Concussive Palm. His ability still goes off, but it means I can't attack with him this round. And because it was fast, it was in combat, they can still play the Farron. And that means they're going to have 2 units. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm kind of nervous, actually. We could still lose her. I have 4 mana as well, so I can't use the Drain card. I can't play Vi, I only have 1, but the only thing I can use in my hand is this Glimpse. So we just attack with all we've got here. And then we Glimpse probably this Spider. To draw 2 cards. We could Glimpse this, but she's going to give us 1 spell mana when she strikes. So just Glimpse this. So we sacrifice it, we draw 2 cards, we use some of our mana up. This is also going to strike and gain us another bit. Okay, unfortunately these cards aren't what we're looking for. We were hoping to find a Mystic Shot maybe here. We can actually play the Sentinel here, I think I'm going to play it.
Can a spirit fight to the death? Thinking I'll learn soon.
Okay, we get 2 Archivists. Now, could be good for us. We'll see. It's a big decision as to what we do. Bear in mind, they have in hand 12 damage already for our Nexus. Like, they already have it. Now, if we kill their Farron with this Vengeance, she's going to get 2 attack, 1 health. So I guess we just do that. The Overwhelm part of it is pretty spooky. It also might be within our interest to use Drain on Kato here before he supports, but I lost the opportunity to do that because they can just open attack here and do it. But whatever. So yeah, he's giving this Overwhelm, which is pretty bad news for us. I think I misplayed basically. Although I guess I can just block the Kato and drain this. Does do the job. Unless they can counter this, we just win, right? Okay, so they give him quick attack, which means they are going to kill my Sentinel. But I have an open attack here. Like, it's now my turn where I just attack the board. I also find the Atrocity, which is the money card here. I just win here. Like, they can block the Ledros. The spell wins me the game. So the Atrocity, kill an ally to deal damage equal to its power to anything. So they're just going to be forced to block here. My 2 spiders are supposed to block here. Wait, what are they doing? They recall my Ledros. Oh, Lord. I mean, I guess I could have used the Atrocity at that moment. But I literally only need 2 health, 2 damage. So we're going to play the Archivist. Playing Ledros, so an opponent has 1 health, wins the game. Right. Unfortunately, they don't quite have. They have 2 in it. But my hope is they just have something I can... On one of the spells on the top 5 cards of my deck is going to be able to deal 2 damage, right? What we can also do is we just wait until our opponent is out of mana, so they can't deny our Atrocity. Because Atrocity can go badly wrong, guys. Okay, cool. This just wins us the game. Aftershock. She puts an Aftershock in our hand. And we just go for it. Let's go! Took a little bit longer than expected towards the end there. But we got there. We were in pretty good control the whole time. It's Piltover, mate, because I'm a flipping Arcane fanboy. Alright, this is the big test because the deck we're playing against now is kind of like the OP deck of the moment. Vengeance is okay. It's expensive. Glimpse is nice to draw cards. I don't think it's actually that good though. Like, the box is like a bit of a tech for this matchup, and Vengeance, while it's expensive, it does still bloody answer a Poro. So I think it's ridiculous to ditch it. Ruination is pretty bloody expensive. I'm not sure Ruination's good in this matchup particularly. Fortunately, we have to pass, and they fortunately don't have a Poro to open. This card's also good. So the decision we have to make here is, do we want to kill this? Or do we want to save our removal for Poros? I think actually killing this is worth it. Because it's going to stop them getting a mana. Which is pretty important, I think. I think it's worth it. We don't lose 2 health. We get some board control. And they don't get the spell mana that they might have wanted to use. Like, spell mana carryover is so important for this deck, I imagine. See, our opponent's deck, guys, is like the new deck that's got buffed, and it's kind of OP. So we have a decision if we want to play the Finance. I guess we honestly just do our huge 1 damage to face instead. That also leaves us with the option of playing the box if they go like double Poro, for example, here. They just pass. I'll play this. Drain 5 from a unit. It's kind of nice for health. Vengeance is just smoother though. Gonna take the vengeance, I think. So we could have done 2 more damage to them by the looks of things. If I went for this first. So I guess it was just a misplay. Maybe it was fine though, because we didn't have to commit to anything. We still had like this box play, for example. This is like a card that's really good into this deck, and also into Ahri Kennen, which are like the 2 like top decks maybe at the moment. Ahri Kennen was certainly the best last season, and then this thing just got buffed. One problem this deck has though is it is very inconsistent. But basically they want to play a bunch of Poros, which are elusive, which you can't really block unless you have your own elusive cards. And then they play this card that just got recently buffed to like basically make them really, really strong, and then they just rush you and kill you. So like that's why like all these control tools are really good, and it's like a matchup we are teched for pretty heavily, and it's like a big reason that the deck went this route to try and win these kinds of matchups. We've had like a really good win rate against Ahri Kennen in this so far, but also I'm like only at platinum, you know, not the highest rank by any stretch. So I have got a problem that like all my cards are removal tools here. I could use Mystic to face, but I think I'm just supposed to pass. I just got an awkward hand. I just need some bloody units, mate. You know? Okay, I really think we want to try and save our removal cards. So they go for a Poro. I think we go Aftershock on this, maybe? The problem with Mystic Shot is they're quite likely to have the card which buffs it up now. Whereas this just kills it, like even if they have the burst card. Like 3 damage is really nice for that exact reason. So yeah, they do the thing. But we kind of expected it. Okay, and they also can do that. Again, things slow, but it's fine, I guess. You still get the kill, which is pretty nice. Pretty decent. It's a shame that the only unit we have on board is this bloody spider, isn't it? Bit short on the old units here. We do play a lot of specials, but we do still have a lot of units in this deck, believe it or not. It wouldn't look like it, would it? So here comes the Poro Cannon. This is going to be the turn of the box, mate. So, I'm actually going to be cheeky. Oh, it's their attack. I was going to say that I'm going to be cheeky and bloody attack with my Spitter. Oh, get wrecked. Get wrecked. The box. Cleaning up the Poros, mate. Let's flipping go, boy. Jeez. That is pretty satisfying. The deck techs pay off. We're only playing one of them, to be fair. You might want to include a second. But we are teched for the matchup, ladies and gents. We are out here doing our thing. We've got the Mystic Shot to hopefully clean this one up. And as soon as the Poros are getting removed, they're going to have a real hard time buffing them up even taller. They just surrender. Let's flipping go. Yes, mate. Get Shreked. Get bloody Shreked, mate. Let's go. Kindred's also really nice in this matchup. Probably means we've got... Okay, we're against Pantheon and Tarek. So Pantheon's kind of OP. I've got this guy myself. I play quite a lot of games with it. Kindred, it is good against this deck. The problem is it gets removed, probs. We definitely want to keep the Thermogenic Beam. The Glimpse is great, but we need some bloody cheap units to play, right? Which obviously you could say, okay, this is, but it's not, because we need a unit in order to play the Glimpse. So I'm going to decide to kick it, which is a little bit controversial. That's why I always wonder if this just better off playing... Oh, God.
I will die when I am ready.
And this is kind of why this deck is a bit shit. Like, I feel like 2 Kindreds would almost be good. And... I'm playing 2 of these, but... This is, like, what I'm saying as well. Like, you have much less agency in your opening hand compared to Gwent, right? It's like a big difference, I think. So this guy, Reggie, gets to pick 3 spells. Progress Day. I mean, it can be good if the game goes on long enough. Brood Awakening, summon 3 Spiderlings, then grant... I think, honestly, I might go for this. Because I'm kind of low on units. Then again, a lot of their cards have Overwhelm. Maybe it's just Progress Day. We only have one at least, right? Glorious Evolution. What? I have no idea what this even means. I guess we go with Progress Day. Game might go on long enough for it to be relevant. I'm not convinced though. I don't think any of these options were good. Spiders are quite possibly the way to like overwhelm and do some attacking. Also, attacking is just a mistake, right? Because they'll just give this some kind of buff. And we die. So they play the dragon, which while we can remove with the beam, it's probably just, again, going to catch some kind of buff. They're going to attack, so there's no need to, like, play anything here.
Onwards.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to block now, because if they commit a spell, which they do, we now have the beam onto the flame. And this is a much better kill than this, right? Nice. Woo! I just played some, opened the game for the first time in 6 months. Let's go. Good man. I've played the Pantheon deck. I've also played like a Draven Sion. It was like the first deck I really played. I mean, we can go for the Kindred. The thing I don't like about playing Kindred here, though, is they can just duel it, right? We do have two, so maybe it doesn't matter if they duel it. We could also just play the Sentinel and carry over some mana. As I have two Kindreds, I guess it's kind of fine to play Kindred. I don't love it. Let's do it. I have two of them.
Shall we, dear wolf?
I'm ready, little lamb.
So also your champions, when you have them in hand and you play one on board, they change into like a certain card. For Kindred, it's Kindred Spirit Journey, which kill a unit.
A rare
Oh lord.
I smell prey.
That'd not be a good idea, would it? Yeah, so if we attack, they can just block with this and then we die because it's got chunky health. Feeling a little bit uneasy. Have none of my control tools really, like all my vengeances or my heat waves, as I like to call them. Also, like we could have rolled a heat wave off Reggie, but it just gave us some poopy cards. This is again like probably a big example of why the spiders would have been better, maybe, because we could have just sacrificed them. Like we could have used Vile Feast on our own spider, which then would trigger our Kindred. Like self wound is pretty legit, right? So I think the spiderlings are maybe the play instead of this. I really don't like this card. I'm told this is one of the original cards, and it does seem kind of power crept. Like, if you compare this card to, like, the cards we use to self-kill and draw stuff, it's pretty bad. Really bad, actually.
Tell me a story, lamb.
Once there was a star that crashed down to Earth.
Did it crush anyone?
It tried to, dear wolf, but it met its match.
What happened to it?
The star was returned.
Never
and from
submit.
it, a man was reborn.
I'm not gonna lie, this thing talks too much. They talk too much. It's to them. They should probably pipe down, mate.
Can a spirit fight to the death? Thinking I'll learn soon.
So they're always going to want to buff their cards up here. Because they're Pantheon, they need to buff 6. They need to buff in 5 rounds. What, you think I'm not a Gwent pro? Are you serious? You really? You going to do me like that, bruv? Main issue here is I can't flip and kill this because it's tough. Otherwise we could. It's not looking too hot, guys.
I'm bored.
Not much longer.
I think I see the line though.
Shatter then, unyielding.
I think I see the line, chat. which is a little bit unorthodox, but I'm an unorthodox geezer. Okay, guys, here's what we do. We block, and we use our Mystic Shot to kill our own card. I'm serious. I'm serious. This is the play. Because it means they don't attack here, and our Kindred, because we slayed a unit, it's this. But you guys remember when I mulliganed this card? Like, the draw card? Like, that would have been a much better way of doing it. Wait, they're attacking again? The fuck? Why do they get to attack again? I'm so confused. What just happened? Was that a bug? Or didn't they just attack 3 times? The spell is copied. Holy shit, that's so OP. What, so... But... Okay. That's kind of OP, bro. And here's what you can see. What I'm saying, like... It's kind of rough how big the RNG is at times in the... words hard. Draw phase. Draw phase is pretty RNG heavy, I think. It's like maybe my biggest gripe with this game. But that also comes into like building a good deck, and like maybe I haven't like optimized the mana curve in terms of building the deck right. Like a second Elise, for example, would have been really good. We just don't attack, right? We don't attack here, bro. Like, they have too much bullshit they can do that my shit's gonna die. We also get no Kindred value. Now, this is a card. All we need to do, guys, is stall, wait, play our Ledros, yeah? Get their health to 10, and then we use Atrocity on a 10 strength and we win the game. Easy. The hell is this thing? Mentor of the Stones. Support. Grant my supported ally 2/2. Last Breath Great. 3 gems in hand? Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Alright. At least I don't have Overwhelm yet. That's something. You have to deck build properly to ensure you have what you want. Yeah, sure, but there's still like a lot of, even in that, like there's still a lot of RNG in the draw phase. Certainly compared to Gwent. But that's because Gwent has a 25 card deck and you draw 10 cards mulligan 3 times, whereas this is a 40 card deck where you have 4 cards and you mulligan however many times you want. Probably had Spell Shield Shadow. And maybe a shield as well. It maybe had a shield and a spell shield. Or maybe 2 spell shields. God, this is very spooky. The big problem here, guys, is that we accidentally lost the game by the looks of it. Yeah, I mean, a huge problem we just had is just no control, but I could have used the beam to kill this sooner. But we have to block both of these. So I guess we do it like this. Also, if we were to play a spell here, Vi... No, she doesn't get any more health, does she? She does get more damage, though.
There's the 1-2 punch. Move it.
We could go Kindred Spirit Journey. Vi's not bad with Atrocity. She's good.
back here.
It has a shield, guys. It has a bloody shield. Okay, dude. My spotlight card. Okay. Okay, I've never seen this card in my life. It's fine. We lose. GG. It's over. Or is it? Never give up. We have Kindred. That's all we need. We kill this. They don't play Bastion. It's fine. And then we get the kill on this. And then we win the game, guys. Easy, right? Guys. Yeah, this went pretty badly. I have to go after this game, guys, as well. I'm going to go eat with my old man. Doubt I'll do a stream later on, but I'll probably do a morning stream tomorrow. Maybe Witcher 3, maybe this. I don't know. We could play the box. It's not doing much for the rest of the game, so I'm just going to use it now, I think. Still deals like some decent damage to this. Okay. That's a bit of a yikes. Yeah, we lose. GG. Alright guys, I'm gonna go call it. So obviously this didn't go very well. I think like this matchup's pretty winnable. We just had no early board control, right? Like I had no units. Is there anything we can do? Nah. It's GG, right? It is GG. Can't use all the slow spells. But yeah, like we had this Ruination. Like if we were just able to survive this round, to be honest, could dump this. But yeah, just lose. Never mind. That's a tier 1 deck, right? We beat a couple of the other tier 1 decks this stream, so...